It's 6 a.m. Good morning, guys. I don't normally go live at 6 a.m. I normally have a video premiere for you guys. And when I went to go turn on the video today, I realized there was no video shot yesterday, first thing in the morning. Normally I shoot the video at I don't know, 4:30 in the morning when I get up. The puppies usually wake me up. They walk across me the minute I stir. I'm really sort of blown away that I don't have a video filmed. I could have sworn it's like my routine. And I didn't do my routine yesterday. I'm really surprised by that. I'm like, wait, how did I not do my routine yesterday? So I'm gonna do a live daily forecast for you guys, which is not my norm, but here's to not being normal, right? Excuse my face. I'm having some sort of weird rash outbreak and I can't figure out what it is. Like the skin all through here is red and kind of scaly and in here and in here. And I'm not sure what's causing it. I'm hoping it's not like the puppies. Sometimes they try and lick my face. I'm keeping them away from licking my face, but I don't know what's causing it. It's not pleasant. And this is actually looking good. Like it doesn't look this bad in this lighting. And it's just right through here. It's all red and inflamed. And I think that it's like, it might be my skincare that I normally use is no longer working for my old man skin. That's what I'm thinking. I think I may need to go to like a Sephora. This is what my friend suggested, is go to Sephora and talk to them about what my aging skin may need. Oh my God. Between that and the emails I get from AARP, fuck AARP, excuse my language, but who is the hoe that signed me up for AARP? I'm insulted at this point. I'm fully insulted. I'm not even in my 50s yet. AARP needs to slow their roll. But anyways, I'm just really surprised I did not shoot a video yesterday, and I can't remember what happened yesterday morning that would have required me not to shoot a video. And to be honest, I can't remember what time I woke up yesterday morning. That's scary. And you all are looking for psychic advice for me, so think about that one. But I know I got up, and I know that I went to my morning meeting at 8 a.m. And I know that I guess I was supposed to film for today after that, and I never got around to that because I got caught up with my day after that. And normally I usually have that done all before the 8 a.m. meeting. So that must have been where I turned left and didn't realize it, and I forgot to film. Sorry, that's also a sign of old age and dementia. So you guys get me live this morning, which I don't know if that's a pleasure or not. I have my cup of coffee. If you don't have yours, grab yours, or your tea or water. Most of you, myself included, should be drinking water. That would probably help clear up my skin. I don't know what's going on with it. It's been like this for a little while. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's just making me feel awful. But let's get into the forecast. So I'm just going to do a little descriptor because I never do this live. And I know you guys that watch me every day hear it live every day. And you're like, okay, here he goes again with the rules and look at the drop down menu and blah, blah, blah. But since I'm live, maybe somebody might turn in and see this and be like, oh, that's how this works. So I'm going to go through the whole drill. I work with one Oracle deck and one tarot deck every day. I pull a card from each. Every month, to keep it interesting, we switch those cards over. Like we change decks, so that it's never too boring for me. Also, the messages can be varied due to the art of the card, because sometimes I always try and include the traditional meaning of the tarot card. Let's burn some Palo Santo while I'm talking also. Be right back. Hold on. I'm like a hot mess this morning. Hi, honey. Is that your breakfast? You go potty outside? Okay. Let's get this done. Let's try and do this correctly this morning. Okay, so I switch up the decks every month. Usually on Patreon, I allow my Patreon subscribers the option to vote on which decks I use. Hey, Nikki Byrne. Why is it always so hard? I don't know. I love Scorpios, girl. I'm a Pisces, so Scorpio women are my favorite. Like some of my bestest girlfriends are Scorpio women throughout my life. Y'all know what you're doing. Let me just tell you. I relate to you, Scorpio women, big time. But uh so what I normally do is I work with two different decks. I pull one card from a tarot deck and I try and include the traditional meaning of tarot that I know from, like, the Rider-Waite deck and that sort of thing. But oftentimes different decks by different artists will instill different emotions, feelings, things like that in my readings, which I also take into account, right? So that's kind of how I work. And that's why I switch up the decks every month. And I think this is good for me to do like an explanation video for the coming year, because I am going to do some changes of the coming year, because I feel like this channel is not growing at all. And I feel like either my readings aren't good, which I don't really feel like that's the case. Hi, Angie Lynch. I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like I know I give good readings. I know my readings are heartfelt. They're empathic. I feel through my body as I'm doing them. I really try and make them broad spectrum so everybody can enjoy them when they can enjoy them. But my channel is just not growing, and I don't know why. And it's frustrating because I've been at it for like 3 or 4 years. I was even earlier this year at a point of wanting to quit. I was like, forget it. The channel's just taking up too much time. Well, I lost my job, so we're not going to quit the channel. But let's give all of you a little bit of Palo too. Just burn it off. The wind is like whipping here. It's like really stormy morning. It's still early yet. It's not as early as I'm normally up, but it's 6 a.m. So the whole point of my readings is we vary the decks. That way the messages aren't too similar throughout the year. I record all the readings and I read them collectively, right? Every day for all signs. I do monthly sign readings for that month for the sign, for the signs. Those are also still broad spectrum, right? It's not going to be exactly your life, but it will be somewhat close to your life. If you're interested in a private reading with me, which would be exactly your month or your life, you're more than welcome to contact me through the drop-down menus of any of my pre-recorded daily videos. I don't have that information in this video because it's live, but we're going to do a live one. I've never done a live daily video, so this will be interesting. Right now, I'm currently working with two decks that were gifted to me from a viewer and a friend. Her name is Vicky. She's in Hawaii. She watches every day. One is the Star Tarot, right? And I chose this deck. It's by Cathy, McClelland. I chose this deck because I'm sorry about the glare. It's a beautiful deck, and it kind of gave me winter vibes. I just felt really like Father Time, Mr. Christmas, snowy mountain caps, introspection. What a better time to have it than at December, right? So I've sat on this deck for quite some time. And then the deck that we're using for the Oracle deck to pair with the card that we pull for the day is called the Heal Yourself or reading cards, which also was the same gift from a same viewer. She was very good to me. She sent me like 3 decks that day off of my Amazon list, which was lovely. It helps me to keep things interesting, and it, is a way to invest into not only the channel, but back into the business. So I appreciate that. So all kudos go to Vicky for allowing us to have a different viewpoint in the month of December, let's say. The other thing that I do, and this is just mainly for new people, most of you that watch me regularly know this, and there's not a ton of you, but I'm grateful for each and every one of you. There's about maybe 20 to 30 of you that tune in every day, I do a thing called the grounding stone. And the grounding stone is these little stones that I found in my travels, like when I go to like weird metaphysical I shouldn't call them weird. When I go to like metaphysical gatherings and things, I gather these stones from different vendors. They have different words on them, and I put them in a bag. So you'll hear me jumbling in the bag, and I just pull a stone, and this is the energy that you're to ground in, or the thought, principle, idea you're to ground in for that day while you're working with these 2 cards. Okay. One other aspect that I do, just to make it more complicated. Sunday is the weekly reading, and Sunday acts as like a microcosm, macrocosm reading. It's the reading for Sunday, yes, but it's also the reading that goes throughout the week. It's the big reading. It has 3 cards and then 1 oracle card and a grounding stone. And that I apply to the underlying energy of the entire week to come, right? So when I'm reading the cards, like say on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm always thinking back to that Sunday reading and going, okay, what was that early card or what was that midweek card? Because that energy is at play in the background, right? And so that's how I work a little bit on this channel with the daily readings. And that's the majority of the content that I've been putting out. I've really been spending this month trying to think about how to revamp the content because I really want people to see my work. I really want to help people. Thank you, Angie Lynch. Thank you for sharing. That helps me to help people. I really want to help people with what I do. And I really want to feel like I'm enjoying what it is I want to do. And I preach that a lot, like, manifestation and staying focused on one's goals and the opportunity to sort of live the dream in the reality of your life. And I do believe that to be true. But sometimes I find myself getting in my own goddamn way around it. Right? Like when I went and got this last job recently, I was working there for the last almost 5 months. I mean, I've had a steady job for the last 8 months. Partly that was pandemic fears, and the other part was I needed to pay the bills. But I lost the job suddenly just last Friday, and I've been in a bit of depression about it because I was unfairly ejected from the position. Even my own supervisor told me he felt that I had grounds for an unfair firing. I don't want to go to all the trouble of suing them because I didn't like the job that much anyways. It wasn't my passion. It wasn't my goal in life. It was just a check, right? It was creating some stability in my life, but it was also depressing me, sucking up a lot of time, and making me feel like I wasn't able here to do the channel the way that I want to do it. And so there are going to be some changes going forward. I'm going to use the month of December to start to make those changes. For those of you that follow me on Patreon, I really, really appreciate you guys. And I want you guys to have a say in what those changes are because you are monthly subscribers who send me Patreon subscription money. And so I think this year I'm not going to do a 12 sign, 12 month full year 2022 perspective for all signs. They're general readings anyways for all Scorpios or all Sagittarians or whatever. It's too much work. It's too hard to predict what you're going to be doing next October, right? Because everybody's on their own separate path. What I am going to maybe try and come up with before the end of December is a pick a card that is what is your 2022 going to consist of? And that's what I'm going to do this time because I do like doing pick a cards and I've stopped doing them just sheer due to busyness. So keep an eye out for that. But let's get into today's reading. Let me start shuffling. And we're going to look at just kind of where we're at. We have this tower energy. We're now it's today Saturday. It's the end of the week. I don't know why I didn't film yesterday. I could have sworn I had. I went to go turn on the video this morning. I was like, wait, where's the 11th? But maybe things happen for a reason. I've been really reluctant to want to get on camera because of this rosacea situation on my face. I've been feeling rather old, unattractive, and depressed because I got fired. Life happens to psychics too, people. It does. I don't want to cry because I'm a Pisces and I will cry at the drop of a friggin' hat. But I was really hurt. My feelings were hurt when they let me go. I worked really hard for them for 5 months and I really cared about the program, even though I didn't like the job. I cared about the callers. It was an emergency rental assistance program for the state of Florida. And I felt like they just let me go without any reason or notice. And I was really insulted, not like from an ego place, more from like a heart place where I was like, God, guys, I felt like I got up every morning, 4:30 in the morning to make sure I could get my daily video shot to be ready for you guys at 6 a.m. And you guys do me like this. So we're working on changing that, but I still love you guys, and this channel is my passion project. Like, I really want this to be what I do. But I don't know why. There's some part of me that, if I'm being completely honest with my viewers, there's some part of me that, as much as I profess to you guys not to stand in your own way, I stand in my own way. And I don't know if it's, fear of failure or if it's fear of success, but there's a fear there. And I need to work on that this year. And it's 2022. It's a 222 year. So it should be a good year to do that work, right? A very even, because 222 also, even though it's not supposed to be boiled down numerologically, it does create a 6, and 6s are about balance. And so finding that balance in my life and that magic, because I'm a Pisces, my friends. I believe in that magic. I know it exists. I've experienced it firsthand, where I've been brought to tears, where I've seen the passing of my grandmother and I felt her spirit lift up her body. I've done mediumship experiences where I feel like I am talking to somebody that is not there, that I have no possibility of knowing. I know that this shit is real, right? There's no doubt in my mind. I just don't know why. I look at other YouTubers that I admire, and they have like 145,000 subscribers, and they're doing all of this stuff, and I'm just like, how the heck did they get there, right? And then I start to think, maybe I'm not supposed to be there. Maybe I'm not the one, or maybe I'm too old, or maybe this, or maybe that. I don't know. It's just part of my life, a little insight into my world. And normally you guys, sometimes you get this, but lately you haven't been, because I haven't been going live very often. So let's see what the card is for today. Now, what I always say with all of my readings is that these are broad spectrum. They're for all signs, right? And I set them for a certain date, right? I'm initially intending for it to be for Friday, I gotta get the day right. Saturday, the 11th, right? We're at the 11th. Let me double check that. Saturday, the 11th, which is a master number day. Good day. The moon is still in Pisces, which, no wonder why I'm feeling a little bit sad and emotional. I miss my mommy, if I'm being completely honest. But the moon is still in Pisces, so expect things to be emotional. Expect things to be psychic. Expect things to be a little bit like, ebb and flow, kind of picking up weird messages, going, can I trust this? Yeah, you can. That's that Pisces moon affecting your sensibilities. And then what I always say is, if you see this video on another date, right, that's say not the 11th of December, that's okay. The message may still be in here for you at that time in your life. I always set the intention in my mind and in my heart that the message is more important than the date that it's set for. So for those that watch me on a regular basis every day, when I premiere each video every morning, those people watch in a progression. But if you just tune in and you have a reading in your feed that doesn't make sense, or not doesn't make sense, isn't for that date, that's okay. Watch it anyways. The reading itself, the gist might fit your life. Go with it. All right, so let's see what the card is. I'm going to flip the cards around and see what's going on. Hey, Paul Marfleet, good morning. There's a lot of new names here. Good morning, Aurora. And good morning, Nikki Byrne. Yes, that's the Pisces, so damn emotional. And that's why I struggle as a Scorpio, with my mom sign being a Pisces. Yeah, y'all both be swinging. But I think that we're some of the most intuitive and incredible signs, even though it's hard. We have a hard road to walk because we're really feely people. I so badly just want to tell people F off. F off, but I don't want to feel bad or hurt their feelings. And LOL, it's a full-blown fight with myself every day. Girl, sometimes I shut out the world. Like, that's what I do to recharge. All right, so I'm going to flip cameras and we're going to look at the card for the day. And remember, what I was going to say too is we have this tower energy from Sunday's reading, which at the end of this, I don't know, because this is live, if I'll be able to add that video. Wait, what am I doing here? Live stream, high definition. That's not what I want. They've moved everything around on this restream. Surface camera rear. Oh, I love it in the rear. Hold on. Okay, so here's our, oh, Jesus Christ. Here's our card for today. On top of the tower, we get card number 13, death. Yay. All right. Pretty death card. I really do like this death card. And it's interesting because what I want to say to you guys, let me close this window so I can see what I'm doing on the screen. All right. There's a couple things that first pop into my mind when I look at this death card. The two cards nobody ever wants to see is the tower and death, right? Everybody always freaks out about them. For me, they indicate major and deep transformation. And they also indicate the opportunity to change and transform. And if we're not in resistance, very beautiful things can happen from them. I really honestly believe that about these cards. Are they hard? Are they unexpected? Is it upheaval? Yes. But if we trust in our higher self, if we trust in the spirits around us, if we trust in the God of our understanding, whoever that may be, we can be led through these experiences in a way with grace and with agility that will actually transform us in a way that is positive. Now, the reason why I say this, and I'm going to go back to Sunday's reading, which if I can link it, it will show you what I'm talking about. Sunday's reading, I believe, our oracle card was Phoenix Rising. And it's interesting, in this separate, different deck, we have a Phoenix here at the end of this week. So it ties me back to that Phoenix Rising information that we had in this space earlier in the week in Sunday. And if we look, there's like a full cycle. Do you see this body connected to the cosmos and kind of coming back full circle? It's like a full circle moment. It's the cycle of death. Everything comes to an end, guys. Relationships, jobs, attitudes, emotions, connections, money, all of it, it all dies. Even nature has a process that it has to go through before it, dies and is reborn. Death is inevitable. We can't fight it. It's similar to the tower. I always say with the tower, it's like let go or be dragged, right? So if we fight against whatever changes are afoot, we end up setting ourselves up for a much harder and longer fall, a much harder and longer journey with whatever it is that we are not enjoying. What I do love about this, and this just pulls my attention really quickly, is this small white butterfly. Butterfly always symbolizes in Native American culture of a symbol of transformation. And I love the whiteness of it, right? Not that white is, I associate white with purity, right? And so to me, it's about this pure transformation that's about to take place at the hands of death. We have to be graceful and allow things to be let go. If we're dealing with a situation that has been hard for us or difficult, or that we can't seem to control, that they're not behaving the way we want them to, they're not working out in, I don't know, in the plan that we had in our mind, well, then now is the time to sort of step back and let go. That's what death is. Death is like allowing that faith and that trust that we too shall be taken care of, even in this process, even if it doesn't quite make sense to us. And so death is actually, to me, a beautiful thing. Now, when I see the card being number 13, 13 numerologically is the number 4. 4s to me always bring about stability, right? 4s are always about, it may not seem stable, right? Because we're talking about a number 13 death card. It's going to be significant and impactful and a little bit ooky and spooky. But that 4 energy underneath that 13 is going to resettle. It's going to bring about the change that we maybe didn't know that we needed in our life, to bring us to that place where we find more stability, a better understanding of ourselves. And that phoenix that we see there is reborn. And it comes up out of the fire, stronger, better, wiser, more ready for the next chapter of whatever's to come, right? As I said this week, if you look at the Sunday reading, we started off with the Ace of Wands, we had that 10 of Wands, and then we had the Tower. And I'm sorry, it wasn't Phoenix Rising, it was Healing was the name of the healing card. I swear I thought Phoenix Rising was around. Oh, it was on Saturday of last week. So Interesting. We see a phoenix this Saturday and last Saturday. There's a rebirth happening for some of you out there. And if it's not, pay attention because something is going on. If you're too busy caught up in the struggle and not seeing the opportunity for change and rebirth and redefining oneself, shift your perspective. Go into that transformation wholeheartedly. Trust a little bit more. Have a little bit more faith in one's own sort of like ability, intelligence, skill set, and allow these transformations to take place. They are going to bring about this healing that we saw from Sunday's reading. There's something that's, it's long overdue. It's time to change it. And so let it change. Death is here to bring that in. Okay. I like our healing card. So for the nastiness that we've got, I'm not going to say death is a nasty card. Death is very much a meditative, sort of serious card, right? And that's a beautiful death card, but it's a rebirth also. There's a whole cycle that happens with death. We get to retransform ourselves. But look at the beauty of self-love here. Card number 24, which also is a 6. 6s are also about balance, right? Tomorrow, or I was just saying not tomorrow. This coming year is a 222 year because it's 2022, which will be a 6 year, which will be about balance. This self-love, look at her. She is feeling herself. She is in warmth, pink, compassion. Those colors take me directly to the heart chakra. She's open. She's vulnerable. She's willing to be carried by this death experience, by this shift, by this change that may seem outside of her control. But you know what? She feels, what's the word? She believes in herself enough that she loves herself enough to allow herself to enjoy the journey as best she can as she is carried through whatever transformation is about to take place. The other thing I noticed in these two decks that I really like is that if you look at this body that comes full circle, there's like pink and purple tones in it too, right? And cycles of the moon going on here that kind of mimic this card here. I do love that she's somewhat vulnerable in this sort of sheer fabric too. And she has this beautiful, beautiful green stone hanging around her throat chakra. And then all of these pink tones, both the colors green and pink associate with the heart chakra. Stay in that place of compassion as best you can during this time as things transform around you. Even if it's not directly you that's transforming, there could be losses, changes, shifts in jobs or relationships that may feel uncomfortable. Love yourself through them. Care for yourself through them. Believe in yourself and hold yourself up. Because what is it that RuPaul says? If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anybody else? And it's true, like spoken from a drag queen. But it is very true that if we can't hold ourselves up, we can't expect anybody else to do it for us. So let's go to the grounding stone. And for those of you that are new to the channel, please hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the video. And please consider subscribing to the channel on my YouTube channel. And then here's the grounding stone. The grounding stone is always represented by a stone because it's something that I want you to ground yourself to the earth to today while dealing with these energies at hand. And that is the word love, which we see that in self-love. But what I want to say about self-love is, yes, love yourself and embrace yourself, support yourself first and foremost as these transitions take place. But also, love, when you have that love for yourself, you're able to also express that out into the world. And that also makes these transformations and changes more easeful. Right? When we're in this state of compassion, when we're in this vibration of love, embrace the change, guys. Remember, underneath this, we have that Tower card, and the stone from Sunday was about nature, right? Which would be about like not only our connection to our environment and those that are in it, i.e. coworkers, bosses, boyfriends, husbands, children, lovers, all of that sort of stuff, but it's also a connection to our own true nature. And when we ground in that and understand that and spend time with that and appreciation of that, and we reach this place of love, compassion, and gratitude for that, we're ready for any and all transformation to take place. And as that transformation takes place, I really honestly believe just the general feeling that I'm getting from this whole week of readings is that these shifts are happening before the year ends so that we can be better prepared for what's to come in 2022. And I have a really positive feeling about 2022 for everyone. I know we've had a hard year, a year and a half, let's say, or maybe even longer now. It's been since March of 2020. Um, Things are, I really want to say, and you heard it here first, folks. I don't like to future predict, but I really do believe that 2022 is going to be a year of resettling, redefining, reestablishing, and creating the hopefully the experience or the world or the connection that we need, that we want, that we desire, that holds us up. When we're able to do that for ourselves, then we can all the better do it for others. Does that make sense? Or we can assist others in finding their ways of doing it for themselves. Now, I'm not talking about being selfish. I'm just talking about if we, embrace ourselves, have compassion for ourselves, and love ourselves, we're that much, we can almost live by example. Others will learn and be liberated from our own actions to find their own self-love within themselves, regardless of what they're doing or how they're treating themselves. I hope that makes sense, you guys. That is your forecast for the day. Sorry I went long, but I never do this live. Angie says, my birthday is 11 and door number is 13. Well, get it, Angie. This may be your reading. And Sabrina, thank you for the coded message of weirdness. FOI, FYI. I'm not sure. VOI, FYI. I know FYI means for your information, but I don't know VOI. I'm not that tech savvy of a person, guys. I'm a little bit goofy in that way. But hi, Lorena Richardson. Good morning and good morning. Thank you, Aurora. It is a beautiful card. And it's a beautiful death card, quite frankly. Death is about transformation. Death is inevitable. We don't ever want to fight death. We want to allow that transformation to take place. Death is something that affects and touches everything in the world. Everything, even storms, they come to an end. The day, the sunlight, it comes to an end even for a period. It dies until it goes into night. And then the moon in turn dies until the day comes again, right? Death is just a cycle. So that is your reading for today. Not to get too heavy or morbid on 12/11. And then I guess all of those, I'm going to flip the camera back really quick. If I can do this quickly, because I'm kind of computer stupid. Tomorrow is supposed to be a special day. It's like 12/12/21. So pay attention to that too. It is the beginning of the week for us, so we will be having a Sunday reading. If you want to join us for that, I am going to film that after this, pre-film. I always premiere them in the morning. If you want to see them early, you can check out my Patreon page. All of that is over at Engelgeist on Patreon. I put those videos up a day early so people can better prepare for my readings or see what energy is to come a day early so that they can better prepare and focus and say, okay, this might be what's at play. This is how I want to work with it, that sort of a thing. But again, I'm going to revamp the channel this month or over the month of December and January. I'm going to change some of the visuals and some of the formatting and see if that doesn't create some excitement here. For those of you that are new viewers, please subscribe. For those of you that don't know me, please, leave me a question or comment. I'm available in all of my daily videos on my YouTube channel. All of my social medias are there. There's ways to reach me on Instagram and on my Facebook business page. You can always send me messages there. I am available for private readings. And I apologize for not having this ready yesterday, especially to my Patreon subscribers, because they usually watch it a day ahead of time. And I just spaced it. But, I always believe stuff happens for a reason. So excuse the rosacea face. I'm going to go and film for tomorrow. And then I need to go to my 8 o'clock meeting. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. Really relish this change. With the tower underneath it, don't fight it. It's not worth it. It's a big transformation that's supposed to happen. I feel like me losing my job earlier in the week was my tower and my death. And I just need to let it go and love myself and do everything from love, and I'm going to be all right. And that's how I apply this reading to me personally, but I try and take myself out of the readings as I do them for you guys. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. All right, take care. Bye-bye.